Right, getting started part 2. Let's get started by running exploiter prepare. Right on, we're now prepared. Gonna do one more time for safety. And then because I want to do a mission, let's do find port 1542. So what this does is it finds a repository because I know repositories are hosted on port 1542. So if I go to this IP address in my browser, we should most likely have a hack shop. Very cool. So now we can find a job. Go ahead and do find and delete remote file. Why not? Okay, so this is our mission right here. We're going to go to this IP address and we're going to delete a file from this LAN. So let's get started with that. Okay, so I can see that this IP address, it does actually have a port open, so we can attack it directly, or we can even attack it through the router. I'm very fond of attacking through routers because I do have root bounce library, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to attack the router. So I'm going to scan. I'm not going to provide a port because it defaults to port 0. We don't have a shell, so that's not super helpful. So let's try attacking port 80 anyway. We do have a shell, so we can escalate. So jump 6, because that's the ID of the shell. And then I'm going to join the command. I'm going to do chainsaw -L. So it's going to jump 6, and then after that, it's going to do chainsaw L, which will log me in. So you should notice I have a root shell at this IP address. So I'm going to go targets, block 19, targets, delete. And so now we've cleaned up a little bit. I'm going to scroll up here. I see that this was the password chainsaw used to gain root access. So now I'm going to scan the router. I know it's 1.1 because I'm on 1.2, and previously when I ran nmap, I can see that port 0 on the kernel router is 1.1. So I'm going to scan 1.1 using port 8080, which is the other port that this router hosts on. Normally they expose port 0, but port 8080 is only internally. So I'm going to scorn that internally. Jump 4, login root, and I'm going to use the password that we got from chainsaw. And I'm going to do targets delete again. I'm going to lock 17. And I'm going to do corrupt logs. All. That's going to corrupt the logs of every system in here. Okay. Client wants to delete a file that could incriminate him in a crime. The file is unknown, but it's possible it's at this address, at this other address. If it's not there, look for information that can indicate where it is. So let's go ahead and look at the files that we have here. Oh, this is the router. Let's do use2, printfs. We do have a chat log, and that is the only incriminating or the only potential file on the system that could incriminate. So we got to read this log. I'm going to do so by downloading it. And I'll open log viewer. Actually, let's do log viewer and then specify root. Downloads. And then this would be chat 207. So in here. Okay. Where do we know where he is? Caught. Do we know him? Okay. So encrypted video at this address here. I'm assuming it's in the same network. But we do have a root shell on that machine. So, or sorry, on the router. So if I use 3. I'm already jumped to it because I can tell because this IP address right here matches this one and this matches this one. So I'm already jumped to this machine, but now I want to use it. I want to interact with it. So validate by running printfs. I can tell that this is indeed a router. It has the librouter right there. So I'm going to upload my root bounce library. Upload root libraries. I know init.so has a root bounce at version 1.0.0. So I'm going to upload that to lib. And then I'm going to scan local init. That'll get me my root bounce. So targets lock 16. Targets delete. Connected. I'm going to specify the shell as 3 because that is the root shell of this LAN. And then I'm going to specify the bounce as 4 because that is the bounce exploit. And now we're going to get every machine in the network. Keep in mind we want to look for 14.12. So we have 14.12. we have that's target 22. So use 22, printfs. We can see in here we have media encrypted bin. So let's go ahead and RM that file. Rep logs all. And that will be mission complete. So I can reply with just simply anything. Customer satisfied. There's been adjustment to my income. Very cool. So that is a quick and simple video on how to use Exploiter to even do missions. Thank you.